imagine actually believing Nozick's view, right? So believing that the justice of somebody's holdings, the stuff they have, depends in an important way on the facts and status of how those holdings were acquired. And now say you have a view of history that's anything like mine. So a view of history the where the thing that you mentioned about how the US, you know, actually was colonized, is foregrounded rather than backgrounded. A view of history where the fact that we have a planet-sized social system and the process of creating that planet-sized social and economic system just was colonialism and slavery on a planetary scale. Now imagine trying to apply Nozick's theory in general and not just to the issue of reparations. It would be difficult to say from that vantage point which holdings are justified. Um, including the holdings of the people who presumably should be getting reparations. So, I think as a kind of rhetorical device, Nozick's way of thinking about it is nice, but it's not, you know, it seems like if you really buy the theory, you should be thinking that the idea that anybody has just holdings is probably not going to work, right? You tell any historically serious story of how anybody owns anything, and you're telling a story that runs into some injustice. And so I think you need a different way of framing the basic issues if you're going to want to say what reparations is and what it should accomplish. So I call the view I prefer the constructive view, and it basically just starts from the historical points I just mentioned. So if we're talking about slavery and colonialism, we're talking about the construction process that built this world, which explains who has what stuff, both good stuff like wealth and bad stuff like pollution. And so the right way to think about reparations for that is to build something else that will, and to kind of distribute the costs and benefits of that construction process in a way that responds to yesterday's injustice.